No problem. I shall transform your hair, create a masterpiece. I am an artiste with a pair of scissors.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. Fresh from the barbershop, fly from the beauty salon. My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. I got a show where you can listen and view. My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. Bringing barbers and stylists together with the ScissorSalute. My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. One cut, two cut, three cut, four. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Oh, you fancy. Spending hours in salons on your hairstyle.
For the Lord protects his barbers and he makes the stubble grow.
Scissor! Salute! Salute!
Welcome to the ScissorSalute Show. I'm your host and the special co-host for the evening. Introduce yourself.
What up, bro? Moto495. Follow me on social media. Thank you, Eli, everybody here at ScissorSalute Show for having me.
Yeah, we're going to do a little different type of intro, but let's get back to the basics. The show is co-produced by New York and Queen, which is the co-owner of ScissorSalute. The show is produced by the owner, Seth Rowe. We're broadcasting out of Massapequa, Long Island, New York, and LA's on the boards. Let's get into the meaning of the ScissorSalute, which is a gesture, compliment, greeting, lifestyle, and brand dedicated to bringing barbers and hairstylists together. And we use the ScissorSalute Show as an outlet to actually make that happen. Every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we give the opportunity for the visual artists to come down here and showcase their skills and also conduct interviews with them so you can find out how they got started, where they currently are, and where they plan to be going on their hair journey. Now, due to social media, this is the age of the independent educator. And a lot of people would like to educate, but you never know what's going to happen once you get there. You know, you might not be comfortable cutting outside of your comfort zone. You might not be able to communicate. This is the perfect platform for you to come down and see if you have what it takes. So you can download the ScissorSalute Show app, fill out the showcase information, or email us, scissorsalute@yahoo.com. Please leave all your contact info, and we'll get back to you in the order that the email is received. So let me just grab it favorite right here. First off, I'd like to salute the Universal Barber Show yesterday for having Respect My Craft down there, and all the barber maestros that were down there showcasing. Do we got the picture, Little Weezy? This, I might have to say, is the highlight for me yesterday. Running into Little Wizzy. Now, the man, he came running up to me like I was somebody. So, took the time out. We took the ScissorSalute selfie. And that's a Ussie right there because it's more than one person. So, that's a Ussie. So, if you would like to be posted up, you could take a ScissorSalute selfie, hashtag ScissorSalute selfie, and at New York and Queen, NEWYORICAN_QUEEN. I'd also like to take this time to ScissorSalute Joe Smith, a boxer from Long Island, who fought on HBO on Saturday. It didn't go quite as planned as it was supposed to go, but he did knock Bernard Hopkins through the ropes. He knocked out B-Hop and he put him through the ropes. But, the true definition of a champion, and not the true definition, my opinion of a champion, is the ability to overcome your defeats. Are you able to dust off that loss and come back to the top? To me, that's a champion. Now, being undefeated, that's great. That's the obvious. But for everybody in life, sometimes it's not like that. You have your ups and you have your downs. The thing is, can you bounce back when you're down? So I'd like to salute Joe Smith and let him know that whether he wins or loses, I'll support him. The ScissorSalute Show supports him, and we wish him nothing but the best.
It's like we said, support is a full-time job.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it sure is.
Need that support.
Definitely. And we'd like to thank everybody who's been using the hashtag ScissorSalute. We look through the hashtags, and we find the talent that way as well. Again, if you would like to showcase with us, all you have to do is email us, scissorsalute@yahoo.com. If you're watching us on Facebook, underneath my finger right here is the share button. Press that share button. put it on your feed, press it one more time, and it gives you an option to invite people. Annoy as much people as you can. Just invite them. Okay, so I have Moto 495 next to me. Here's the crazy thing. I go to the Barbringers Life Expo, again with Respect My Craft and Maestro's Classic through the Barber Maestro program.
Shout out to Maestros.
Yeah, so I run into Moto. We start talking like, man, I seen him. Bring that over here. Bring that right over here. Let's turn that right around. So I run into him. At the Fillmore. We start talking. He's like, I'm from Long Island. Well, Moto 495. Yeah, 495. That's the LIE. So then he's like, yeah, I'm at Smithtown. 2 towns over from where I'm at. It took us to go to Philadelphia to meet each other.
Yeah, that shit is kind of crazy.
Yes.
To go all the way down to Philly.
Yes. And
finally meet up.
And we meet up. So if you guys don't know him, this is the gentleman that has a song called Beard Gang. It's up on YouTube. I actually seen it before I even met him. So how did you come up with the concept to the song? And you have a lot of people in that video. Like, how did that, concept come up?
All right, so basically I just got lazy and my beard started getting long. I used to always keep it, like buzzed like a 1. I had the shape of it still, but it was, buzzed like a 1 and 1.5. And then got lazy, decided to grow the beard out. And I was like, yo, how come there's not a record out about beards with this beard phenomenon that's like been happening the past couple years? So I hit up a producer. I said, yo, I got this idea for this track. I need to beat a certain way. It's got to be a certain vibe. It's got to be kind of fun, kind of funky, kind of aggressive, and hip-hoppy, kind of popish, if you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
If you got to tell them that you can't curse, but it's okay.
My fault.
Look,
My
you
fault.
see the G rated right there.
Oh, my fault.
It's all
my
right.
fault,
Well,
my
keep
fault.
going.
I apologized. He was like, what the heck are you talking about? So I was like, let's sit down, got the beat together, did the record. I said we need a dope video. Shot it in Two Kings Barbershop.
Yes.
You know what that is? With
That's
the-
a North Shore, correct?
Yeah.
Two Kings?
Yeah, it actually just changed over, but had the all yellow room, so it really popped on camera, and then we filmed the other half of it in Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Yes.
So
Okay.
started the Beard Gang vs. Cancer movement when
Yes.
we did this song.
And then I seen you with Maestro's Classic holding the flag, walking across the bridge. How did you think about that, and what did it take to organize something like that?
So I was like, all right, we're doing a song about beards. It's kind of goofy, but it's kind of funny at the same time. But the record came out hot. And I was like, let's do something that's positive with this song. If we're going to push this, let's do something that can be positive with it. So let's start a cancer fund. And we dropped it during No Shave November. But I didn't want it to be limited to just 1 month. So I started my own. I was like, let's do Beard Gang vs. Cancer. So you can actually get gear and the proceeds go to St. Jude's and donate on beardgangvscancer.org. So I reached out to Maestros and I was like, hey, do you guys want to get involved in this? And they were like, say no more. Come down to Philly. Let's meet up, have a meeting, and we'll come to the bridge with you and
Nice.
get it
But
rocking.
here it goes. Another accomplishment that you just reached in your career. Over the weekend, you just did a project with Hot 97. How did that come about, and when is the project going to come out, and how can people see it or hear it?
Should be this week, did DJ Magic, shout out to DJ Magic, Hot 97, riding out freestyle series that he's been doing. So we've been in touch with his people for a while. We were supposed to do it a couple months ago, and schedules are always hectic. So finally this weekend, actually, we were able to do it. DJ Magic came out to Long Island. We did it, so I'm not going to say anything else about it, but you'll see it on Hot 97's website. Should be this week.
All right, well, Moto, thank you so much. Sephiroth, is there any way we could play that opener again? Play for what we started off the show with? But before we do that, Moto 495, let everybody know how they could get in contact with you for appearances and how people can see Beard Gang and the new project that you're coming out with.
Everything I got, you can see on my Twitter, my Instagram, at Modo495, MODO495. Tweet me, at me, all that good stuff.
Well, thank you so much. If we could get back to that video, if you missed it. Well, if you're watching me right now, what I'm doing, I'm going to put y'all onto something just in case you guys don't know. Instagram, if you make your Instagram a business account, you can now, hold on, let me just lower this. I'm sorry about that. If you make your Instagram a business account, what you could do now is put a link. You could put a link up in your IG stories. But I definitely recommend whatever is on your search engine. So you go to your search and you see this IG stories up top. You see the top live, and next to it, you see a county. So Suffolk County, Nassau County, we're over here in New York, Long Island. I definitely recommend anytime you do your IG story, you put the county that you are in. It's going to generate a whole lot more traffic than what you first would do. And then you could also add hashtags, and the IG story is going to appear on the hashtags as well. So let me just summarize that up. When you're doing IG stories, and if you have a business account on your Instagram, you can now put links and swipe it up. But it doesn't stop there. If you have Snapchat, you could also put the links onto Snapchat as well. So if you're watching the show and you have a product, you have an event like Universal Barber Show and the Barbering is Life Expo, what they were doing was taking certain separate categories and putting the direct link to sign up for those events right on their IG stories. So if you're watching the show right now, hopefully I just gave you a gem. And you know what, man, Eli's always on his phone because I was just putting the link up. So if you go to my Instagram right now, you can see a little bit of what I'm talking about. But enough of that. We got Al here from AA Straight Razors. Just get you familiar with him. He's the one that makes the customized razors, the nice wooden ones carved in. It all started with him just trying to do something new for the barbers that work at his establishment. And it's become like something great. The concept that first seen with AA Straight Razors was he was able to really capitalize with these events because say it was like Fade and Beard. He'd put Fade and Beard on the razor, and then the winner would get their own customized razor. The butterfly razor, it's high quality. I've had mine for about 3 years now, 3 or 2 years, and now they're stepping out of the razor zone and getting into an event. First off, mention the event, the date, the address, and how people can either attend, vend, or compete.
ScissorSalute to everybody. The name of the event is it's presented by NYC Hair Battles. The name of the event is No Sleep Till Brooklyn. It's on August 20th of this year. It's going to be at the M. Blumberg Warehouse. It's located 395 Johnson Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. And it's basically going to be a cultural, warehouse event here in New York City that we're doing. And it's going to be pretty dope. We try to switch it up a little from what's going on in the industry right now. We feel that everybody's getting a little bored with the convention centers and all that stuff. So we want to put a little twist to this battle. And, New York doesn't have a battle right now. So we want to put New York back on the map with a nice, event. And we want you guys to come out and experience it.
Definitely. And, to me, I feel like there's nothing wrong with having an event. I just think the people that are throwing the events, there needs to be, to me, I would suggest a little bit more communication between each other so there could be like a little bit of space. I know that the new blood is very anxious to get into the trenches and put their skills to the test, which is great. I love the new flyer, by the way.
Thank you.
It's very New York and very just get straight to the point. And, well, hold up. What I'm seeing right here, if you're watching right now, for each category, there's a different set of judges. What made you come up with that approach as opposed to having, judges go there and judge everything? You have certain judges for certain categories.
Well, we wanted to introduce a lot of more New York barbers that should get credit, and they're not getting the credit that they deserve. And we feel also that a lot of people are getting tired of the same judges, and they feel that, if you talk to barbers, they always feel that there's some kind of favoritism, and there's always, the same 3-4 judges. And, whether it's going on or not, people are still feeling like it's not fair. You know what I mean? They feel that, people are just picking people because the city they're repping. people competing in the same barbershop, has the judges and stuff like that. We wanted to switch it up, and we wanted, give everybody a chance and also feel comfortable that they can go out and compete and have a different, judging panel than just the same old three judges that you always see everywhere. And, that's what we wanted to do.
And also at the same time now, instead of having the basic traditional categories, you gave titles names to the categories.
Right. We wanted, basically certain haircuts are still the same as other, has other events throw. For instance, the New York Minute, it's actually the fastest fade. So you basically, the same kind of rules as the other categories. You have 15 minutes to complete a fade, and also has to be clean. So, I mean, of course, if you finish first, you're going to definitely award, extra points and stuff like that. So the New York Minutes is the fastest fade. Nothing really changed, just the name, because it's being thrown in New York, and we wanted to give it that, New York flavor to it.
Now, the different categories that you have available, you named them after certain themes. Can you go through like a list of the themes that you have for the categories?
Well, we have the Nas. We wanted to incorporate a haircut that's a signature fade all over the United States. And it's basically, the skin fade with the half moon. And it's a haircut inspired by the rapper Nas from Queens, New York. So we want to, change it up a little and put a little flavor to the event also, not just the same stuff going on. And, people getting bored of the same thing that's going on.
Well, I definitely love that concept. And it's very original. I'm liking it. I also like that you recognized the power of the edge up, the lineup. A lot of people have been somewhat salty with repost pages, resource pages, not getting posted up. And like, oh, man, I got to do like a design and get posted. And until Barbershop Connect hit 1 million followers, which I think that the highest liked picture that I've seen is it was like 35,000. But it's very few. But before that, before they had the amount of followers, it was Phil's Barbershop that had the most likes on Barbershop Connect, with simply a lineup done on 2 kids that were like 8,500 likes on them pictures. And I like that you recognize the edge up, because it will make or break a haircut.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we feel also. And we was confused also why people didn't incorporate this, this shape up, which we renamed it to the lineup in honor of the lineup, the team from New York. Yeah, it takes a lot of skill, with a lineup. We did the lineup with the beard because we wanted to make it a little more difficult. And, the lineup, the shape up, whatever you want to call it, it's part of a haircut also. After you fade or after whatever you do, you always have to put that edge up around the forehead. That light fade, you have to know how to shape it all around the ears, the neck. So it takes a lot of skill,
It's crazy that you say over the ears, because us as barbers, we seen them go up high.
Yeah. We always
see them go a little bit too high. And then the edge up on the back of the neck. Now, I know people from out of state are saying, wow, you guys in New York still do edge ups in the back of the neck? No, we still do what the customer wants in the chair. We can advise them as much as we want, but if they want that lineup on the back of the neck, we're going to get a lineup on the back of the neck. But that doesn't mean that you can push the wig up, because I seen it. I seen it. I seen it done before, where the lineup ends up where the ears are. And now it just looks like the person walking around like this, just extra high.
Yeah, we all know we've seen some really messed up and bad, shape ups and lineups. So
Wifey will point them out.
Yeah, your wifey would definitely point that out.
What's the joke that you and wife do? Because I'll be sitting there eating, and my girl be like, "Yo, why'd you mess that guy's hair up?" I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? That guy over there, you did that hair? Oh my, holy!" I feel like just going over there with a fork and butter knife and just fixing it up real quick.
So that's what we wanted to do, is something different. We brought the lineup to the category, and also, some people feel that it's an easy category. If you feel that it's easy, then we recommend you sign up and prove yourself. Come out and try to take the crown in New York City. You know what I mean?
I definitely think it's going to be a hard category, and for anybody who's watching and wants to compete, I would recommend that you find the best hairline there is. Best hairline there is. I bet you there's going to be a lot of Latino models that day. It's going to be a lot of like dark skinned Latinos there getting that nice edge up. Now, here's a good question. For that edge up, the precise lineup, can you use enhancements? Because obviously, you've been going to these events lately. That fiber is like in everybody's case.
Yeah.
Can they use the fiber to make it sharper, or are they going to lose points on it?
Well, in our categories, being that it's New York and we're trying to keep it, kind of traditional and old school, there's no fibers in any of our categories. So, I mean, prove yourself, you know what I mean? If you feel that you're that good and you want to claim that you're a 10-time award-winning barber, then come on New York and represent and do it the old-fashioned way, you know what I mean?
Definitely don't bring nobody with this type of... Don't bring that person with that McDonald's symbol and think like, oh, I'm going to hit this edge up. That's going to be a...
Yeah, it's not easy category. Eli knows it. I know it.
Furry forehead. Get somebody with a furry forehead that, need... Like Jamie Foxx. Like, he got a furry forehead, and I feel like, you can make a line. But let's go on to a different... element that's going to be also included into the event. You're going to have break dances there. You're really bringing it back to the original hip hop scene in New York, because that's where it's from.
Yeah, so we reached out to the Syrup Kids. They're out from the Bronx. They're young kids.
Syrup.
The reason we chose them, they're from the BX, and also they still keep the old school element of breaking. So you're gonna see like backspins to windmills to b-boying. You know what I mean? A lot of the younger breakdancers now, what they do is they incorporate pop and lock and a little bit of breaking, a little bit of this. We were trying to keep it a little more authentic and more original, just like back in the day. So we chose these kids. A lot of people are familiar with them, the Syrup Kids, two dope brothers, Stowski and Kid Break. And it's going to be really dope. We're going to have them performing after the first two categories. They're going to do a 3-minute song. And they're very engaging. It's going to be fun to watch. I feel like this is something that's part of our culture. And, we want the younger barbers and we want the older barbers to remind them and also school the newer barbers that, the hip-hop, the breaking, the New York flow, and the barber and everything is all infused together. It's part of the culture.
Yes, and this is the second time you have sat down with us. Let's get him mic'd up, because last time he was dropping jewels as well. Go ahead, Grizz, grab one of the mics. Turn it on, the wireless mic. Yeah, go ahead. Take a seat in the bucket seat. No, in the bucket seat. Not over here, the bucket seat. 1970s. I like them Brady Bunch seats, though. I like it. Just sit in the burgundy one, though, because you're going to the chocolate one. Yeah, just turn it on. Turn the mic on. No. The one in your hand. Turn it on. Give a 1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
Okay, introduce yourself.
My name is Heist from A&A Straight Razors.
Yeah, we can hear you talk loud, though. Talk loud.
Yeah. Heist from A&A Straight Razors.
And what are you bringing to the event? Because I know you guys as partners.
Yeah.
What are you handling as far as the event?
Everything that he mentioned.
Just talk as loud as you can right into that.
Everything that he mentioned. This is a team effort, so we're all creative minds in this, and we all input as much as we can for each aspect and each thing that fully creates this whole event, from the music to the actual barbering, which is obviously the main thing, incorporating the New York aspect to it. Like you said, the judges was really important to us because we wanted to not only highlight people that don't get the respect that they should as judges, but making sure that we give it that New York essence, and majority of them are New York or tri-state.
Now, do you guys have any other type of entertainment in between the categories besides breakdancing?
We have a New York DJ.
Oh, give the DJ. Who's DJ?
We got DJ Fat Fingers and we have DJ Raw Beats. They're DJ Fat Fingers is a heavy hitter. The reason we brung him in and we also brung in Raw Beats is they still do the old school scratching turntable style.
Oh, vinyl. They're on vinyl.
Vinyl or however they're gonna do it, they still gonna bring that scratching element to it. Yeah, so you're gonna have at times of the event, it's gonna, everything's gonna shut down, and then they're gonna just do what they do and scratch these songs up for us and make us feel like it's back in the days again.
So let's see if there's gonna be any barbers breakdancing.
It could be possible, right?
I know. The only thing I'm gonna break is if I get out there. I'm too old for that.
Breaking electric boogie, no?
I'm gonna do the Cabbage Patch. That's about it. And I'm gonna do a mean 2-step.
No back breakers for Eli.
Now I don't want to break my back. There ain't gonna be no back breakers. There ain't no back spins. None of that. There's none of that. Maybe I can bogle, because bogle is like like the
Yeah, you could
least
bogle.
risky thing that could do. That I was a bogling maniac back in the day. I'll point my fingers and I'll poke your eye out while I was bogling. I was a bogle master back in the day. But let's get back to the dates. Just get to the fundamentals, the dates,
Right.
the time, and how much it's going to cost to get in. What is the cost to compete?
Yeah, so what we doing is now we have, discounted advance tickets at $35. Of course, like any venue, when you get there, it's going to be a little more. At the moment, we're doing the 35. That comes with a raffle ticket. Also,
Love the raffle ticket.
yeah,
Idea.
the raffle ticket comes with your purchase of your ticket to get in. What you're gonna get with the raffle ticket is we have a warehouse space, so we're gonna decorate the warehouse, with some graffiti canvases, some murals, some art with some iconic pieces and stuff. So we're gonna give you a piece of the event to take home with you or to the barbershop. So, it's gonna be dope pieces, and we have graffiti artists that are creating pieces for us. We have artists, just regular paintings and stuff like that, and that's what you're gonna get for the raffle ticket, So at the end, we're gonna announce everybody, and whatever we have in the warehouse is gonna be given out as a raffle.
So it's going to be like a very New York cultural event. That's the approach that you guys are going with, cultural, and bringing it back to like the natural elements of a New York field. Not only just like a hip hop field, but more of a New York field. Just so happens that hip hop was made in New York, so of course that's gonna come across with the culture of barbering. I know that you're gonna see a lot of art there, a lot of body art too, because you're heavily tattooed. A lot of the barbers seem to be heavily tattooed. In our industry, you are able to express yourself through tattoos, and I feel like adding the implement of art to it is going to be great. And dancing is an art form as well, along with the art form of hair.
There you go. So when we say art is gonna be incorporated, you hit it right on the nail. That's basically what it is: the art of dancing, the art of hip hop, the art of the music, the DJs, the art of barbering. And also to the pieces. That's you exactly hit it on the nail. So that's when we say art, we mean all that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Nah, essentially that was the main focus. It's barbering above all, but it's incorporating New York and thinking of walking through New York in the late 80s. And I'm glad that you mentioned that. It comes off as being just hip hop, but it's really just everything all together. It's graffiti, but it's just as much the next person that isn't into hip hop, just incorporating that New York feel. And when you think New York, you kind of incorporate all of these things as one, but it's more than just hip hop and just barbering or just music. It's that whole element put into one pot. You know what I mean?
So if you haven't been to New York and you really want to catch that feel, make sure that you are going to the event. Matter of fact, you want to see some New York. Moto 495 got the Nike pumps. Not the Reebok, he got the Nike pumps.
Yeah, Revolution.
You got the shell top, quarter top shell tops right there.
Yes, sir.
So it's like, and I got the good old New York, Long Island boots, wearing them in the summertime. Yep. So, again, give us the date.
It's going to be August 20th, 2017. It's from 12 to 8. Our first competition is going to kick off at 1 o'clock. And, like I said, it's about the barbers, so we're doing this. So, the winners after the first two categories are obviously going to be announced after the breakdancing performance, and then the next two categories and so on. So everybody's going to witness you at your best and winning, a competition.
Now, I got one question. Is it going to be so New York, you're going to have like a Piragua man on deck? Is there going to be Piragua there?
It's definitely going to be a Piragua man. Not only that we have a warehouse, the warehouse also has a backyard. And in the backyard, it's also, the walls are graffitied out. We just released a flyer today, and it's called a barbecue. So that's what kind of style vending we're going to have. We're going to have barbecue style vending. So, I know everybody's tired of the chicken fingers with the French fries. So we're bringing the burgers, the hot dogs, the shish kebabs.
Bichos.
So if you look at the flyer and you look at the background of the detail of it, that's the actual backyard with the graffiti on the brick walls, and that's the big space we have. So we're going to be, running the barbecue grills. It's going to be barbecue style food served all day. And we wanted to give it that summer element too, that you can go out to the backyard, go have your cigarette, go have your vape, and also, enjoy some barbecue at the same time.
Now, vaping, it seems to be really big. Now, everyone seems to be blowing out. You know, be careful in the barbershop though. We had someone vape in the barbershop, and it set off the fire alarm. And he had like a cannon vape. Like we all looking at him like, whoa. That fire alarm, and that fire alarm, you know when the fireman comes, it's not free, people.
Yep.
So don't let them vape in the shop or the salon, because when they come down, that's $500 you're gonna get hit with. Anywhere from $300 to $500.
Yeah, so you're gonna see this barbecue flyer, like, you know, it's gonna be coming around a lot now because we just got it, and we didn't call it barbecue, we called it barbecue. So you know, it relates to the barber world.
I see that, and now, what about I can't even get them things. You're gonna have like acapulcas and stuff like that.
Well,
He's going in.
Well, you know, I'm just
I like
thinking.
it.
I was thinking of the other one. I can't
the
even.
patelillos, yeah.
That's it. Patelillos.
That was something that we definitely thought about, but then the idea of the barbecue came in about.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna also have the piragua man in the back in the yard, and if you want it spiked, you're gonna have that option too.
Woo! And you know how we do in New York. You know there's
Yeah.
gonna be some things there.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a bar or two at the event, so it's gonna be really nice, you know. So you're gonna go out, have a good time, and listen to good music, barbecue, go in the event, watch the battle go on, and it's really New York, you know. When you're in the backyard, you're gonna feel like you're outside in New York streets, you know.
So my question for you is that you've been in the trenches before. You were mentioning earlier that you were in the trenches. You competed before. How does it feel to actually be able to throw an event? And if you were judging, what would you be looking for as far as judging some of these cuts that are going to be coming through?
Well, you know, like every event is different. Everybody has a different judging sheet, you know what I mean? So basically, we're going to keep it simple. We might base it off 3 to 5 categories, you know, cleanness, technique, overall, you know what I mean? So the judges, we're going to actually have them really like, how you say, the precision. Yeah, so it's gonna be. We haven't put that together yet, but it's gonna be like, you know, it's not gonna be like 10, but it is gonna be a 1 through 10.
But
on each category.
To piggyback on what he's saying, it goes back to the judges, and that's why to us we're proud of the judges that we picked, because we didn't just pick a judge from one type of world. It wasn't just all celebrity judges, or it wasn't just a judge that a type of barber, a celebrity barber, or a barber that does a certain type of haircut. So we pick barbers from all walks of life, from the most successful to ones that just get respect through IG, or ones that get respect in their neighborhood. So that makes it easier on us, because we know that we're giving the responsibility to somebody that can critique and see a haircut for what it is, and understands that this is, I would let my customer leave my chair with this haircut, and this is worthy of it being a dope haircut and being a top prize haircut. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I also have a question for you, because we've been doing the show 4 years, and I don't know what happened when we first started the show. Even now, still not as much lately. When we first started the show, I would get DMs. Yo, can I talk to you real quick? And people would talk and complain about events and want us to put the events on blast. Like, oh, no, it's not right. My question for you, and this is something that comes along, it gets asked to me a lot. I've seen it before with a couple of people that I know that competed. Are you guys going to be checking out the canvases before the haircuts start?
Yeah, if you go online and you go to the categories, we do have rules. I was actually judging an event in Philly, and I actually came across a situation on hand like that. It wasn't really advertised or promoted that you couldn't do a pre-haircut, but it was like an unwritten rule that everybody should know. Don't come with a pre-haircut, pre-shape up.
But that's what I mean. Like, if someone comes in with a caveman, are you going to give him more credit? You know, you're talking about someone that hasn't got a haircut, whatever. I'm talking long hair, long beard, and next thing you know, it's a crazy transformation. Are they going to get extra points as opposed to someone who maybe followed the rules but prepped it up? You could tell that it was prepped. Because, I mean, I've been seeing it a lot lately, especially with the freestyle design category, where the haircut is already done. And the person got the 45 minutes to an hour to do the freestyle design. He's like, yo, listen, this is the freestyle design category. The haircut shit, you know, it's whatever.
Well, like Al said, I mean, the best teacher is experience, right? And
well, yeah. If you go to our rules, like I said, it's no pre-haircuts. So regardless if it's the no filter, which is the freestyle for us, it's no pre-haircuts. You have to come out and compete on that level. You got to be able, because I've seen it where they do the haircut and the fade is so horrible, but they doing the design because they focus on design. I feel like it's overall. You know what I mean? It has to be
Right,
the blend,
right.
the haircut, everything. So in our rules, you cannot come with a pre-haircut.
I mean, even yesterday there was a couple of haircuts that were done, and we have the Respect My Craft booth, and they were coming up asking us to fix the haircuts that were done. Oh, my son wasn't gonna get a haircut, but he got asked to
See,
be a
that's
model.
crazy, though. The fact that after a competition, they got.
Well, they left the kid with squirrel hair on the back of his neck. On the back of his neck, he had the squirrel hair popping out the back of his shirt, and it coming like right up. I was like, oh, the haircut, like, oh my lord.
Yeah, so yeah, we don't want that at our event. You know,
Yeah.
this is New York. This is a different, different place. Everything has to be.
The beauty of this event that we're getting support from our contemporaries. We're getting support from our peers, whether it's Eli, like yourself, whether it's ScissorSalute, whether it's all these other barbers. So the fact that you guys want to be a part of it, and all these judges and barbers that are our peers want to be a part of it, their name is attached to it in one way or another. You know what I mean? So whether they're judging or something, they don't want to have this type of conversation that we're having later on. Like, man, these competitors that won first prize, they didn't deserve it or something like that. So people take pride in being part of something, and that's what we take pride in most. That's why we focus on New York, and we repeat culture, because that's what it's about. So anybody that's involved with this wants positive things attached to their names, whether it's judges or anything.
It's just so hard to please everybody,
Yeah,
and then people, and at the same time, when you can't please them, they come there with friends. They come there with their supporters,
Yeah.
and their supporters will go all out.
Yeah.
And chances are, those supporters didn't want to come to the event, and they've been at the bar the whole time.
Yeah.
And they get a little salty. But it's just hard to please everybody. But I will say this: people that go to these events, you have to understand that, first off, I would like to salute everybody who goes to an event, because you are stepping outside of your box to go to the event and see exactly what the culture has, what it is evolved to.
Absolutely.
And you take time to network. I would recommend going there with either flyers or business cards. And while you are there, being that you're there, supporting, watching, take the time out to introduce yourself to different people. I don't know how many times I've been to an event. The next day I'm scrolling. I'm like, man, they were there. Oh, they were there. Yeah. You might be walking by your number one supporter. Because you already know when you post something up on IG, your brother, your sister, your fam, your best friends ain't liking that picture. But Charlie the barber over there in Texas is liking every picture and complimenting like, yo, that haircut came out dope. He's your number one supporter. And your next thing you know, you're at an event, you're walking right past him. Yeah. But if you were out there handing out your business cards, you never know who you're going to run into. You might run into Charlie the barber, who likes every picture and leaves a comment. And meanwhile, your friends is just scrolling through, your family scrolling through. I see your pictures all the time, so it doesn't matter.
That's a good point, though, because we're in the barber community. I've noticed we're quick to, anytime there's an event, we're quick to label it as networking event and this and that. And then by the time they get there, they're not doing nothing.
No one's networking.
Exactly.
No one's networking. I mean, I like going to the when I go to events. If I'm working the event, I like to go old school and hand out business cards on the line, especially if I'm hosting it. If they have me as a host or whatever, I'm literally handing cards out on the line, and then I'm asking everybody, listen, if I say make some noise, are you going to make some noise? Yeah. Because it's hard. You get up there, especially out here on the East Coast, you get up there and like, make some noise. Everybody like, you make noise. You got the mic. I'm like, man, what I do to you? Do I know you what I do? I like your picture. I like your picture. I got your shirt on. I'm wearing your shirt. But it's a different type of animal, and I definitely see it's about time that New York has a competition. We all know that New York has the IBS and BarberCon afterwards, but there is no type of competition. That's a great event in itself, but New York is like, you go to China, and you mention United States, they're going to say New York. You go to a different country, different continent, and you mention the United States, they're going to say New York. I mean, you can go to a third world country. You're going to see Yankee hats somewhere in there. You're going to see Yankee
definitely.
hats somewhere through there. And it's going to be all bent up. like this, but you're gonna see it, and it's a great thing. So I mean, besides the event too, you have the customized razors. I mean, would you like to mention the razors? I know you're here.
Well, I just want
talk
everybody
about
to
the
know that,
event.
yeah, we are still working. We are still selling razors
There
and
we go.
brushes. Nothing changed. If you look at the last few days, I did post one or two. You know what I mean? We have a lot more to post. Is that we just trying to create an event for New York right now because it's missing that. You know what I
Are
mean?
you guys using the link? Are you guys using the IG link to swipe up?
Yeah, on the
Oh,
the live story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
we-
swipe up.
Yeah, oh,
You guys
yeah.
using it on Snapchat too?
We use it in we using every outlet we can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be telling people to swipe up.
yeah, swipe up.
All right, swipe up, swipe up, swipe up.
Yeah, so know yourself. So
there.
A&A is still here. We still doing ours. You know, it's tough because it's like we have we have 3 jobs right now. You know, being a barber,
Listen, it's called growth.
putting an event together, and having the custom straight razor company that everybody still wants and still orders and still thinks is dope. You know, 3 years later. You know what I mean?
Oh, it definitely is. My son, being it says Elon, but my son just wants the edge up
Yeah.
with that razor.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Dad, bring it home, bring it home. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so that's
Knock
what we're
and
doing,
load it.
man. We working, man. So now we stressing everybody. We want to make this event successful and everything. We want everybody to come out. I believe tomorrow we're running some prices for the competition. I believe it's going to be $100 to sign up, and it's going to be from the whole month on now. This is the last month before the event. We're going to promote. We're pushing hard. You're going to see it on Instagram heavy. We have some big heavyweights on the gram that's going to start promoting it this month. So it's going to create a lot of buzz. From what I'm hearing, everybody's talking about these events everywhere.
And now you guys doing like a 5-borough tour? You guys doing the New York tour, going to different shops?
we've been on it.
We've been on it.
Been
We've
on
been
it?
hitting the hoods. We've been hitting the average, the middle class, every shop possible from all boroughs, and we're not done yet.
Oh, so you guys are going from barbershops playing hip hop to barbershops playing violins in the background?
Yeah, so we've been
All
into
of
all of them, all barbershops, all coaches, all everything. We've been going, selling tickets, bringing flyers, putting posters up. And, we just raising awareness to the shops that don't know that there's a barber industry out there, that it's beyond the chair. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And if you notice also, this event is kind of cultural and old school. We're kind of doing selling the CDs out the trunk. We're actually doing the footwork and
Right.
dropping these flyers off and raising awareness.
Also, is there going to be a mixtape? Oh, the DJ is going to put a mixtape together to sell there.
Who knows? Yeah, so, we'll be back out there Wednesday. We're going to be, we're going to hit up some shops. We're going to be doing some interviews. We have a video guy with us. And that's what we're doing this Wednesday. So it's going to be really dope.
And speaking of music, what you think of Jay-Z's 444?
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Great.
On
Great. I
many-
thought you was
on
about to
many
be like,
levels.
nah,
That's my song,
that.
on many levels, yeah.
Good.
So, what you thought?
It's educational.
Exactly.
You know what it is? I know people want to hear you want to hear some street stuff. I do too. But I definitely think it's about time. Now, here comes the gem. I think it's about time that an MC talks about credit. Because a lot of MCs spend their time talking about money, and now we're growing up, and we're like, I want to get this money. I want to get this money. Having a lot of money and no credit is just going to mean that you're going to have a high interest rate. That's what that means. You have no interest, you have no credit, but you have a lot of money. You're just going to be wasting a lot of money that you're making, as opposed to establishing credit and getting a low interest rate. And wouldn't it be nice to just walk into a dealership, no money down, and have a low APR? Think about that. So establish credit. And Jay-Z, he talks about it. I get into arguments all the time in the shop. Now, is it just me, or when Jay-Z came out with that change clothes, it seemed like everybody was wearing a button-up and jeans the next day.
100%.
They went from wearing oversized white long tees and big football jerseys to wearing button-ups.
100%.
Jay-Z didn't do that. I'm like, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did. Because these kids was walking in the shop with their big pants and T-shirts down to their knees. I was like, man, what you got your mother's nightgown on?
For the
What-
past
what
2
part of-
weeks, you haven't seen one rapper take a picture with a block of money on his head.
Oh, yeah.
Embarrassed now. They're
Yeah.
embarrassed after Hope exposed them. So.
Well, hey, they also that one memes, this is how many billions of dollars in this picture. Not one of them have a Gucci belt, or the Pablo Escobar was making $35 million a day. Never seen no picture with him with money. Whatever, however it goes. But I think it's great that the event's coming to New York.
It's a month away.
A month away. Again, we're over here discussing music because if you're inside, a barbershop, a lot of different categories come up, like sports come up. For instance, Mayweather McGregor. Like, why is McGregor? But that's a whole different thing. But I am taking bets. Anybody who has McGregor, you could just DM me. I got PayPal. You have PayPal. We can handle it that way. I caught somebody. I got somebody in the chair.
Really?
Yeah.
I got somebody too.
And you know what it is?
What's their thinking? What's their logic?
They first of all they hate Mayweather.
Okay.
They know. I'm gonna say they know very little about American style boxing. Now I'm gonna give you guys. I know we got the hair going on here, and we're talking about this event, but this is a quick gem for you, so you don't get caught up and you end up betting on Conor McGregor.
No, we want them to bet on Conor McGregor. We're
Listen.
taking bets.
Americans from the womb, when we're born, we're taught defense.
Yeah.
Defense wins Super Bowls. The team with the best pitcher usually wins the World Series, and a basketball team usually has a defensive player on their team. Whether they make the first team or the second team, they usually have some sort of defensive player award. Now, Mayweather is the best defensive boxer there is. The object of boxing is to hit and not get hit. And if you ever been to any type of boxing gym, they're going to tell you, make sure you use the ring. Don't just stand there and go rock'em sock'em robots. For that, the Latinos, they do rock'em sock'em because they're trying to come over to the country, so they know they got to put on some entertainment.
Yeah.
Just like Dominicans seem to be striking out a lot, and when they playing baseball, because they're like, we didn't walk over here, so they're ready to swing. They want to prove themselves.
It's all or nothing. Yeah.
But American style boxing, Mayweather got to hit the club afterwards. He don't need no eye jammy.
People forget that Mayweather been a champion for 21 years.
Yes, this is true.
He's been a champion.
So, but he does nothing but run. Okay, and then they get on Mayweather for, he didn't fight Pacquiao. First of all, he's older than Pacquiao, so I don't know what people talk about. He didn't fight Pacquiao in his prime, and he's older than Pacquiao. See, here's the thing. Boxers have been getting pimped for centuries. Now you have somebody who's in control of his destiny and gets all his money, and now people want to complain. It's just like a barber who's been cutting hair and, giving a certain amount of money to their boss, and now they're able to rent. And next thing you know, they run into a client that puts them onto something else, and they're able to step out of the shop for $25, and they're charging $100 a haircut. Marcus PH, did you see him post up $700 he got for a haircut? There was like this much hair on the floor. Literally, this size hair on the floor. $700, and he put $700 next to it, the hair on the floor. He said, this amount of money for this hair. $1,200 I've seen him say that he charges. Wow, that's too much for a haircut. Is it too much for a haircut, or the people paying for the haircut see it valued like that?
You got to know your worth. Yeah.
He's Puff Daddy's personal groomer. You have Timberland's barber as well. These guys he's on a set salary. State Cake, Jay-Z's barber, they're on set salaries. Now, who are we to be like, they're getting paid too much money for a haircut? No, that is what they established. They work hard to get that.
Absolutely.
They work hard to get to that level, And like even Heads Up, they have a barbershop set up over there in Miami. ScissorSalute to Heads Up, man. That document over you on Facebook that I was watching just made me proud. Made me proud that I shook his hand. I shook his hand. But definitely know your value. And I know we got off topic talking about different categories, but that's the type of stuff that happens in the shop. And I feel like at this event, the cultural event that's going to be going down in New York, August 20th?
August 20th, yes.
August 20th. I also feel like there's going to be something like that where maybe the conversation might not be somewhat of a fight it might be about the fight because it's about 4 days before the fight, right? It's the week before.
Yeah.
You might get a conversation about the fight, but you know what? You might hear conversations about different techniques of what you should do when cutting hair. Are you point cutting? Are you cordless, or you still using cords? The advantages of using cordless. Do you have the skeleton? Are you able to go over the ear easier with the skeleton? Does it keep the buzzer cooler? What is the reason for that? Do you like butterfly razor holders? Do you like regular razor holders? I noticed that at events, you see some of the great barbers, they're still talking about different techniques. to each other. You know, do you fade up? Do you fade down? You know, what is up with thinner shears? What is point cutting? It is just different type of things. I feel like that's going to be the type of element. That's going to be the type of vibe. It's going to be very exciting day for your brand.
And those are important topics.
Yeah,
Very.
I definitely think they're important topics.
Absolutely.
And I know recently people have been talking about like appointment apps and stuff. That's great if you're doing the apps. I'm old school. I'm hard-headed. I'm stubborn. I like to stack like Tetris. I'm sorry. I like to maneuver my stuff because I have, you have them 15-minute clients.
Yeah, yeah.
You have your half-hour clients. You're 45. You got that picky 1-hour cut. And I like to stack them like Tetris. And I do that a lot on Friday nights where I'm able to maneuver. Oh, yo, could I get that Friday 4:30? And it's available. And I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Because I know this dude's about to call me. He's paying me $30 for a 15-minute haircut. And I try to stack him 15, half hour, 15, half hour. And those are just different type of things that's going on here. Gentlemen, let's go over it one more time. Can we play the slideshow real quick, LA? Let's go through it one time. Let's just go through the whole caboodle. The whole enchilada. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so let's go over music by Fat Fingers, hosted by Laura Styles, co-host Jay Flano from the Major League Barbers. He does the Super Barber Expos. Here's one thing about the Major League Barbers. They originated the barber love. They actually have a dictionary for different terms of barber. You ever talk on the phone with him?
Yeah. So that's
Good barber morning, brother. Good barber. What? Good barber. What? I'm over here eating a barber burger right now. You eating a barber burger?
barber everything.
Well,
Yes,
we
they
feed
got-
off of it. We having a barbecue.
So you
Yo,
have a
I'm
barber
telling you.
burger.
And you ever talk to Nori? And
That's the homie.
they have like a straight book of it, so
Yeah.
it's good to see. I mean, again, for the people who don't know, how'd you land Laura Styles to be the host?
Well, we being that's a hip hop event also, we wanted to bring something that's hip hop. It was conversations in the barbershop, talking to people, and we felt that Laura, everybody relates to her in New York. Everybody likes Laura. She's Hot 97, you know what I mean? Morning show.
We built a lot of relationships over the years, so that's the cool thing. Like you said, people go to the barbershop and it's not just a haircut, it's like a therapy session. So your clients could be anything from the smallest thing to whatever. So just building these relationships with barbers and just our clients, we've been able to get helping hands when it comes to anything we need. So
Definitely. Can we get to the next one? No Sleep to Brooklyn. Okay, so we have the lineup coming down. Those are all members of the lineup. But for the lineup, you have, wow, that's a lot of judges right there for the lineup.
It's a big crew.
That's going to be a very picky situation right there. I see Showtime. Oh, that's show. He's going to be, I wonder how many Showtimes he's going to get at night. And then Defining Styles, very humble. Deo there that I can make out. That I could see. I can see Deo. You know what it is about Deo? Well, I might have a connection because he's like from the same clan as me. You put a beard on that guy right there. Burly beard, or take my beard off, and we stand next to each other, you're gonna be like, Eli, Deo, who's who? He's from the same clan, like.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have the Brooklyn. Now, people were watching the show and like, what's the Brooklyn haircut? Back in the 80s, in the early 90s, it was like known as a low fade, basically. Two, knock down with a 2 or 3, and you hit it with a low skin fade. That's what I was, people used to be like, let me get a Brooklyn.
Yeah, so
And
it's
that's what-
basically like some people, call it's a skin tape up, but
Skin tape up.
so some people see it as a low fade or they see it as a high skin tape up. So you could go either way with it.
You know what it is? There's a thin line between them high tapers and low skin fades.
Exactly. So
And
yeah.
some people go up and away with them high tapers. You give a high tape, you expose people's thoughts. Is
Yeah.
that a high tape or a H-Town fade? And then you have the no filter with E-Dub that dude, and everybody love Cedar Barber. Who's that with Cedar Barber in the chair?
That's Strong Island Styles. That's
Bri-
Bridebridge.
He just
Long
cut
Island
McGregor.
Zone.
He just cut Conor McGregor.
For the Barclay event. Yeah, he definitely did.
And he won the Cedric the Entertainer barber battle that was on TV.
Yes.
He's from Long Island, North Shore barber, I believe. Very reputable and very humble. He does a lot of things, people, and he does not post it up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because there's no need to. He handles his business. He's a pioneer in the industry. Oh, did we switch? We just go back, LA, real quick if you can. Because we're going. Okay, then we have the New York Minute,
Sorry, Leela. One
Go
second.
ahead.
The freestyle. I mean, the lineup is the shape up with a beard. The Brooklyn is a skin tape up, and then the no filter is a freestyle design. For those who don't know.
And then you see E-Dub, that dude going hard with that Savage shirt. He was rocking that Savage shirt yesterday with that hoodie
No
up. Yeah, he was.
No filters, nothing.
Well, that's Mr. Organic Blends.
There you go.
So yeah, basically, it's
Did
an
you see him at
organic cut.
BarberCon with the shirt he had on? He's ready. And now we have the New York Minute, which is actually Fastest Fade, but rebranded as the New York Minute. Go with some of the judges there.
We have Mickey from Queens Finest. We have Joe the Barber from Queens, New York, and we have Rich the Barber from Filthy Rich Barbershop. They're going to be judging that category. So it's just like the Fastest Fade, 15 minutes, and we just rebranded, like Eli said, the New York Minute.
And for those who are saying, oh, Fastest Fade, it doesn't matter what time you finish, although some events give credit for finishing first. It's the best haircut you can do within a certain time that they give you, so make sure that you get the rules. And the last haircut, the Nas, which is basically Dark Caesar with the half moon part. Now, make sure you do them half moon parts and you don't do them boomerangs. We be seeing them boomerangs. I swear I'll spot a boomerang and I'll see it. Oh, my Lord. And for the judges, you have Jay Sharp, which people who don't know is a mobile barber.
Yes.
You have a pioneer, same uplink as me, Charlie Hustle, no profit. And from the Lower East Side, Willis, the barber. When Willis is there, he coming with them thing. He coming with that drink.
That's right.
He came in here in the studio and made drinks for everybody. He was an Avion. He's an Avion. He's like, so it's good to see right there. And then, of course, down to the bottom right, you have AA Straight Razors. One more time, it's going to be August 20th in Brooklyn. Wait, you should have Queen Latifah say that right there. This is the New York City hair battle right here. Thank you guys so much for coming. But before we let you go, I'll let you do a little outro. Yeah, go ahead. Let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. What's your IG handle, the date of the event, and any type of information that you'd like to share with us, please do so now. The stage is yours.
All right. You could get in contact with us at AA Straight Razors on IG. The event is August 20th in Brooklyn, New York. And you can get tickets, vendor information, compete, general admission tickets, anything you need to know about the event at nychairbattles.com.
All right, and Al, let everybody know how they could get in contact with you. Date of the event, numbers, smoke signals, Morris code.
Yeah. We send in the bat sign up, so get ready. You know what I mean? Like I said, August 20th. Vendors, we have a bunch of dope vendors on board. Vendor spots are very limited. You actually have to contact us, and we're gonna have a lot of dope brands there. We're gonna have a lot of dope sponsors. It's gonna be an experience. We doing this for us, for y'all, the barbers. So it's gonna be a real dope experience. Come out, support. Let's make this event what it is. And basically, like I said, nychairbattles.com, or if you want to shoot us a DM on the gram, it's AA Straight Razors. And yeah, that's what it is. I'm excited. It's a month away. Start signing up. We have limited spots for competitors. We're throwing a sale tomorrow for the competitor spots. It's going to be $100 to sign up.
Until the event.
We got cash prizes. We have trophies. We have swag bags. It's going to be a lot of stuff given out. Also, we're giving out medallions for participating and competing. So if you don't win by any chance, you will receive a medallion for participation.
You notice he says medallion because that's some New York stuff right there. Everyone else be like, oh, you get a medal. In New York, you're gonna get a medallion.
Yeah,
And when
medallion.
he was saying I'm happy and waiting for him to be like, I'm in the best shape of my life. Let's get go down. That's what I was waiting for him to say. But thank you so much. Let's get in.
I want to thank you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, we want to thank the Scissor Salute. Scissor
you're
Salute to y'all.
welcome. You're all welcome.
We've known y'all for a while, and we built a relationship, and you guys support 100% every time. So we definitely want you giving us this platform, not just us, but
And the Scissor Salute is going to be in the building also representing New York City, New York.
Well, one more time, make sure you download the Scissor Salute Show app, available on Apple and the Google Play. And if you want to talk us about supporting, you're like, well, how can I support the Scissor Salute? Underneath my finger is the share button. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, share it. Let's get to them words.
Hi, my name is Antonino Lombardi. I am a third-generation barber hairstylist, and today I'm going to be talking to you and sharing you some tips and tricks that I do with my clients who have autism, disabilities, and just for good practice. So the most important thing is client consultation. When it comes down to client consultation, you want to ask the client and ask the parent what is it that they're sensitive to, whether it's smell, touch, feel, or any noise. As far as touching them, you want to make sure that as if you're tilting their head, you put the hand on their shoulder and you tilt their head. You always want to make them feel comfortable. Anytime you talk to them, you want to look into their eyes and just kind of guide them on what it is you're going to do, how you're going to do it. The second important thing would be smell. You have to be careful on what kind of scents you're using, whether it's a styling product, whether it's sanitizing, alcohol, or any sort of aerosol sprays. Smell can be known as a sensitivity issue. Third most important thing is feeling. Whether your client is feeling down or feeling up, you always want to put them in a position where they're going to be feeling happy and feel good. And that's when they get a great haircut, is you make them feel good, and that's what it's about. The fourth most important thing in your client consultation is noise. Anyone could be sensitive toward noise. Whether it's your clippers or trimmers, you always want to try it on your arm first, then you can try it on your client's arm so that they know that it's not painful and it just tickles. So always be patient and aware of what you're doing with your client. Just give them the best service you can give them and make them feel good.
And we're back. Sitting next to me, we have S.C. James, a pioneer in the industry. Been doing hair for a while. He's like the unsung hero that I see. I guess I know you're new to the whole social media mix. You're not new to doing hair. You know, what did you think about when people started telling you, open up a social media page?
I mean, I thought it was good for business, just to get yourself out there without having to be out there doing a lot of footwork.
Right.
Like it just makes it easier to reach out to people, So for that reason, that's why I'm glad for social media for that reason, just for business wise. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be everywhere. I mean, you could be everywhere through social media. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good way to look at it, because that's probably the first time it was put that way.
Yeah,
Here on the show, where you can be everywhere, and that's through the power of social media.
Right.
But I mean, how did it feel like? Did you have a photo album of your haircuts in the establishment already? Were you like taking pictures? So you just like me, where it's just like we just started taking pictures to post them up of the haircuts. And out of all the haircuts that you do, now don't tell me you like to do them all. Which is the one that is like, okay, this is the one I like to do? Like, what is Jesse James known for?
My beards, the beards, like the color and the beards. But I'd say like 80% of my clientele is dudes with beards.
Okay.
Like everybody wants a beard, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's like my biggest. Anything that has to do with that, that's what I really, really deal with.
Now, along with, cutting regular clients, okay, just turn that mic, this cat, right? There we go. Along with cutting regular average folk, you seem to have like a list of celebrities that you've done before. I've seen you've done been on video shoots before, cutting hair. Now, how did that come across? Was it people that you knew from back in the day, or was it through a client that connected you?
It was that same thing. It was that same thing where like, just people, just word of mouth. Like I never even owned a business card, it would just be my cousin. People like, yo, that Dennis is a good ass barber. He's a good barber. So people just refer me. So, I used to do Tyson because the shop that I'm in, what I used to own actually, is in Brownsville, Brooklyn. So somebody put him on to me, and then from there, somebody put me on to Lady Gaga, and then from there I went to, cutting, Boys to Men, and now I cut this gentleman from Pink Teacup Restaurant in Brooklyn. He has a show on We Channel right now. So, it's just word of mouth. I never even, I never was ever really posting pictures that hard. It was just like I used to just be like, yo, I'm gonna let my work speak for itself. People, and that's what happened.
Now, okay. Name is Dennis. Black Jesse James.
Like Jesse James.
Let's get to that.
Okay, it came about like I was really interested in like doing bikes, and a show came on TV with Jesse James. His show came on, and he actually like for the first time that I know about, I never really knew that black people or even any other race was involved with building Harleys like that. And he was the first one that put it out there on TV. So I admired the fact that he did that. And I just said, you know what, I'm into building bikes, so I just named my social media name Black Jesse James.
Now, when it comes for building bikes, you building it from scratch, like you're welding them together, you getting the frame and putting them on?
Yeah, I start from the frame up, man. I do from the frame will come in, and the motor, the transmission, and so forth and so on. So it's something I always wanted to do because I grew up in South Central LA, and I couldn't never afford one on my own. So I said, when I get a chance and I start making some money, which this barber game allowed me to do, that's what I was gonna start doing.
Now, how many bikes have you customized?
7 altogether.
And some of the clientele that you sold them to?
Well, actually, the clientele is really like dudes in the hood who just have a few dollars, and like, yo, Dennis, I want to get into this game, man. I just like what you build, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was never I have yet to actually get that big name clientele. But like again, like with the hair game, it just kind of like how I got to get to like celebrity clientele. I'm sure like that'll come with guys in the street saying like, yo, this guy Dennis can build a dope bike for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want a chopper, you want like some custom Harley stuff, he can do it for you.
Yeah, I got a quick question.
Yes.
How long does it take to build one of these cars?
Well, just it's based on your money, because it's not it's not a cheap thing to do. It takes a lot of money to get one the way you want it to look. So based on if you have the money, you could do it in 3 months. If you don't have the money, like it took me 2 years to build one. Like 2 years to build a whole bike. That's because, 1 minute money is there, the next minute it's not there. So, you have to put it on hold, so that it just boils down to your money. If you got it, you can get it done in 2-3 months.
Now, you build the bikes. Do you have someone come and paint the bikes, or are you taking care of everything?
Oh, yeah, no, I have somebody that paint the bikes. So that's one thing I don't touch.
Now, how did you come across with someone that is able to, that you're comfortable with painting your bikes that you're putting this time into? Like, how does that, you got to have, that's a good collabo right there. And as we talked about earlier in the show, a shape up can make or break a haircut. I feel like something that has such a nice, sleek design like that, the paint job can make or break that haircut.
And at the end of the day, bike. You know what? That's what always makes a bike. A bike could be so simple. You don't have to have 70,000, 80,000 into it. But if you can have the simplest stuff. But if the paint job is killer, you're gonna get more looks at that than you will at the guy who spent $100,000. Like if your paint job is killer, so.
I'm a fan of the chrome. I've always loved chrome on bikes. Them big tires.
Big tires,
yeah. I see now. What is that on the back? Like the cover?
That cover thing, that right there is that's a speaker. That's like an 8.8
wow.
size. Yeah, 8.8 subwoofer like speaker. So we dress them up with like it's the same kind of system you would put in a car.
But it doesn't have loud pipes.
Yeah, it does have the pipes are loud, but you put enough speakers on them to drown out all of that.
Nice. So it's like a subwoofer.
Yeah, 2 subwoofers. You got.
Whoa! Hold up. Keep that. Can we keep that picture? Is that an iPad?
No, it's a 7-inch touchscreen. It's a 7-inch.
Come on, man! You putting the screens on it?
But they have some built like that where you could put a whole iPad.
Well, it's still having a touch screen on a bike is amazing in itself.
Right, exactly. So
you got me talking like Judge Mathis just now. And okay, there you go, right there. That's that old like.
Right.
You have the white dudes with the big beards looking at you like that's a nice bike there. Right. That's a nice bike.
I built
a nice chopper right there. That's a chopper, right?
Yeah, that's a chopper. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm from Long Island.
Right.
And there's, where I'm from, the neighborhood where I'm from, there's a couple of people who customize them. They come up there and they have them all chromed out.
Right, exactly.
And, there's a couple of independent companies out there that do that.
Right.
I mean, it's great that you're able to do what you set yourself out to do, like that you want to do
Right.
through the hair, and it give you that ability to do that.
Yeah, I love it for that reason. I have to thank God for that because the barber game allowed me to afford to do this because it was a point where I mean I didn't have the money to really just my credit wasn't right. You know, I couldn't go in there at the time when Choppers was out, like, you know, and just go finance one. So I had to resort to like, yo, you know what, just watching other dudes. And I actually I learned from a Puerto Rican guy in Brooklyn around my way. So I learned that, like, you know, with this game, it allowed me the money and the time to do it because I was actually building the bikes in my shop. So it was like after I finished cutting, I'd start working. When nobody's in there, I'd be working on the bike in the middle of the floor.
Man,
Yeah, so.
so you getting a haircut? Yeah, can you pass that
Right.
wrench first?
And that's how it was. That's how I
Pass
be
me that
sometimes.
wrench?
I'll be like, yo, give me 5 minutes. Let me just already put this on real quick, and I'm going to get to you. So
I definitely love the chrome theme, and I definitely what I really love about the whole thing is it's American.
it is amazing.
Right there is just it's straight American. Being a barber in New York, and at the same time you're making American-made vehicles
Right.
for the people. And I know you said that you're known for the beards,
Yeah, that's like my
and
big thing.
I see you have the burly beard. We talked at the CT Barber Expo. We've talked in here before. Look no further.
I see.
From the ScissorSalute
Yes.
and the Barber Maestro program through Maestro's Classic,
Right, I see.
we're gonna give you the Wise Men
The wise men.
beard butter.
Yes.
I like that. This is that you're dressing up and going out
Okay.
blend right here,
Okay, smells good. Has a
and
nice
then the
fragrance.
beard wash. This to me, okay. Now everyone has their own favorite, and
This
if you're
is
using
true.
beard oils, no problem. That's
Right.
what you like to use.
Right.
There's it's beard butter. Maestro's Classic is going to be coming out with oils. They also have the one and only Speakeasy blend made for barbers, only for barbers to retail. It's made for barbers to retail, the Speakeasy. You can't find this. You can find these in Target, 7,100 Target stores, every CVS store nationwide, Harmon Value, Bed Bath & Beyond. But that Speakeasy blend is only made for barbers to sell. But this beard wash, to me, this is the one. Now, it's just a wash, but I feel like you don't need that much either. Just a little, like,
Just a little
dime amount. I'm telling you, you're going to think we're playing a practical joke on you. That's how much that lathers.
I'm gonna try it.
You lather, you're in the shower, you're like, are they playing a joke on me?
Yeah.
When is the suds going to stop?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. I'll be
Again,
honest.
well, you know, we've been talking, and I know that you take your beards serious. You
Yes,
only
I
use
do.
certain type of materials.
That's right.
I
That's
can
it.
see you sharpen yourself up. How much times are you sharpening yourself up a week?
Let me see. It's maybe 4.
4 times a week?
Yeah, 4 times. Because you know what it is? Because at the end of the day,
I'm 4 times a year.
nah, I do it 4 times a week because you know what it is? Because when I started this game, the guy one of the barbers that taught me, he said, you know what? With this game, it's about perception. So when the customer comes in, people walk in the shop who don't know your cutting style or know how good you are, they're gonna get in your chair based on how you're dressed, how you look, how you're groomed, how
Right.
your station look. You understand what I'm saying? So I take that with me everywhere. I never forgot that. This was like over 20 years ago. So it was like, you know, people come in, that's what they say. Like they'll come in, I hear guys like, yo, I want my beard like his. Or how many people you got, just on my appearance alone, just on how my beard is groomed. So
Yeah, well, I'm the direct I just had my beard done yesterday.
Right.
Just had it done yesterday, but before that, it wasn't done too much. I had the crazy hangover over my top lip. The crazy hanger, like I had to eat, like, oh, move it out the way.
Right.
You know what it is? I'm just like being ugly.
right now, I feel you. You're a businessman. You're busy.
That's
You're
it.
busy. You guys is busy, so that's not on your priority list.
Dennis won't bring it up, so I will.
right.
He's also involved in a lot of charities.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely like for you to talk about some of the work you do,
Oh, okay.
charity related.
Well, charity related. I recently got into doing cutting hair for the homeless. This guy Clay Scopes. He put it out on.
Oh,
social
Clay Scopes,
Right.
he's about that fitness. He lived the brolic life. He lived the brolic
so,
life.
He posted it, and I felt like I had to, like it was just calling me, like to come and help, like you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I've been blessed with this game. I've been
Just talk right into
I've
that
been,
mic.
I've been blessed enough
There
to
we
be able to
go.
afford, you know, a lot of things I was unable to in the past because of cutting hair. So I was like, you know what, man, why not give back? Like it just felt good. Something was just telling me like, yo, you need to be out there helping these people, man. And And that's pretty much it. But I enjoy it though. I make it my business to be out there, because it's just good to see because like you as as barbers, or just even if you're a customer, you know how good it feels just to have a haircut. Because you could have the worst day, and a haircut could change your whole mood, change
Yes,
everything.
it will. How
Like,
much
it
times
change
people talk about they get in a chair, be like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm not going out no more. I'm not
Right.
going out no more." See, by the time that haircut's done, what? What's going?
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm there.
I'm
I'm
there,
there.
right. Yeah, it's on.
Hey, wait a minute. You just
And-
came down,
and
sat
you
down
might-
in the chair, so you're not
And
going.
you might not even
anywhere.
have a dollar in your pocket.
Yup, and
but
they-
you feel good. I used to do that all the time. I'd be in high school. I'd take my lunch money just so I could have a haircut. I wouldn't even eat because that's how good a haircut made me feel.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, I lost my hair when I was like 14, so that was very short-lived for me.
Yeah, I look good. Yeah, and I would get money because chicks would be like, "Yo, you need a few dollars?" Like, yeah, just because you looking right. Yeah, I need a few dollars. I want to go out and do this. I want to do that. All right.
man,
Yeah,
did you hear what he just said?
Yeah. You'd be surprised, man. I'm telling you.
Oh,
It'll take
man.
you a long way, man. A long way.
Definitely. So, Seth, is there going to be a cut? Are we wrapping it up? What are we going to do?
Well, actually, I don't know. They might be outside. They're probably afraid to come in or something.
I don't know. So,
They
Seth,
probably-
you want to go check them out?
Yeah.
I see you about the Brolic Life as well.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you say you build the bikes in the shop. Do you have something in the shop for you to get
Well,
busy,
actually,
or
no,
you
no,
go?
no, no. What happened is I end up closing my shop, opening up a motorcycle shop, end up closing that shop, and now I work for a Dominican dude in Brooklyn. So it's cool.
It's
Mocha, yeah.
Do you
M-O-
want to mention the address? And
Yeah,
phone
that's
number?
369 Mother Gaston, Brooklyn, New York, 11212. Yeah, that's Mocha, MOCA Barbershop.
Now, for the people who are watching the show, wondering, well, he owned the shop, he owned this. Now, why is he back?
Right,
Why is
yeah.
he back in the shop? For me,
Right.
I just like being able to cut hair. I come in, take care of what I have to take care of, and I'm able to leave. After I
Right.
take care of my responsibilities in the shop, I am able to leave. I don't know if I would be able to be open up a shop. I have 2 kids already. I don't know if I would be able to have, and I'm gonna be very, very like I'm gonna be the people are gonna be like, I don't want to work for this guy because he's
Right,
gonna have
right.
to sign a lease, all that other stuff. But I am content with cutting hair in an establishment, and I feel like you might feel the same way because you have the other time that you really don't have, but you still
Right.
have that time to do what
And
you have
that's
to take
why
care
at this
of.
point it was like when I closed it, I was a little disappointed. Like I felt like at the point like I was, I reached my pinnacle, but I was a failure. But then in hindsight, when I think about it, it's like, you know what? I'm glad I don't have that pressure of the overhead.
Yes,
and
the
staff
overhead,
and
man.
the different attitudes every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now, like you said, I just go in, I do what I gotta do, and I go home. So
Definitely, like-
it's definitely better for me that way.
I have a hard time understanding sometimes where it's like, let's just say 4th of July weekend or whatever holiday you want to pick,
Right.
and it's that weekend. I don't get like how some barbers don't. They're not in there. They're not in the trenches.
Right.
And you're going to end up losing business because the barbers that are in there taking care of their responsibilities have been taking care of their responsibilities for years, so they already have their established clientele.
Right.
And now we have people walking in. Sometimes we can fit the walk-in in, but if you fit that walk-in, the quality of your haircuts is not going to be what you want. You're not going to be cutting in your comfort zone. You got to cut this person to get to that person.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's the only thing. That's the only downside. Like when you're a good barber, you have that clientele. Like you feel obligated to be there on those days. Like you want to hang out, and you want to be out with your boys and your friends and things, and but you feel dedicated to those customers that help put money in your pocket. So I'm definitely in the trenches.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely out there every holiday, whatever. I'm in the shop cutting.
Yeah, I mean, I say it all the time before I had kids. I used to, because wifey, she's a nurse.
Oh, okay.
My girl's a nurse. And, we'd talk about I'm working on Christmas Day. I'd be like, so am I.
Right.
And people be like, man, you want to, I wanted to work for 4th of July for 3 hours. And the barbershop gods blessed me. When I'm talking they blessed me, the barbershop gods smiled upon me for the 3 hours I put in there. And I took care of 4 of my clients that appreciated my business.
Right.
And then I gave back to the people by cutting some walk-ins, and they appreciated my time as well.
Right.
And wifey knew what time it was. Wifey knew what the deal was. You're going in on the 4th of July. My friends are like, hell. Some of the people are like, oh, no, why are you doing that? I just knew what was available. And again, I always know. I feel like the barbershop guys is always going to smile upon me. Like even today, yesterday I went to an event, spent some time away from my family. The event was what it was. The barbershop guys know I've been through it, driving to Atlantic City and back, and they blessed me today. Put in a little bit of time, and they opened up the floodgates for me.
Yeah.
And they smiled upon me. Zeus himself said, here you go.
No, but that's how it is sometimes. That's what I said. Sometimes I get that same thing. But that's why, cutting hair, you have to deal with somebody who understands your time.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because, and understands your grind. So, because a lot of times you said, I mean, I dedicate Sundays to my son, but if I get that client or 2 or 3 clients that I know are dedicated and bring me that money faithful, then hey, listen, just give me a few hours. I'm gonna get this money, and then we're gonna go.
We're gonna go to the movies on them.
And exactly.
And we don't have to sneak in food now,
right?
Because I'm gonna buy what you want there.
Exactly. I'm like, yo, take that burger out your pocket.
Yo, me and wifey. Listen, we go to movies with my friend, one of my brother from another mother, just so happens to be my barber brother as well. Alvin the Barber One. We go to Island 16. Me and wifey stop at this Colombian spot, Pollo Rico, which anybody over there, you know what Pollo Rico is over there in Center Reach? Colombian spot. So we stop over there. We grab like straight like arroz con pollo junto. Like we grab that arroz con pollo. Going to the movie theater, I was like, man, what y'all get so late? But, shh, what are y'all doing? Shh. What's that smell? He leans up and like, what the? What you got, popcorn there, boy? You bought yourself some goobers there, boy? You bought yourself some goobers? I'm over there, we're eating rice and chicken.
In the movie theater?
In the movie theater. And
nah, that's what's up.
No, but I hear what you said. Like, my sister lives near this establishment that I work at. And there's this guy, we call him the Heckler. Heckler's from Sag Harbor, and he got a spot in Manhattan, too. So he stops in between driving it from Manhattan to Sag Harbor, and he comes in and he heckles everybody. He heckles everybody to the point where I'm like, I'll stop cutting hair and go cut his hair.
Oh, wow, really?
Because it's a joke, but it's an 8-minute haircut, literally.
Oh, literally. Okay, so you can squeeze him in like that.
So it just so happens my sister's like, oh, we need some beer, and here goes Heckler hitting up my phone. Yo, I'm at the shop. I'll be right back. Went there, gave him the get right, came back with beer, ice, chips. Thank you, Heckler. Walked in. My sister and my wifey was like, what took you so long? I was like, I had to cut somebody. You cut someone at the barbershop. It's right up the block. And cut hair, came back. And sometimes it'd be like that. And for us in the trenches, hairstylists and barbers, we try to have the family time to ourselves. But when business calls and it's the right business, we make them sacrifices and we're blessed in the long run. It's great to have Black Jesse James up in here. True, like I'd let you know right now, he's got maybe like 3 or 4 years before he gets approached and get a little documentary. I feel it in my bones. Barbershop guys has told me about some documentary. You're just too much talent, very artistic.
That'll be dope.
I mean, the bikes that you have, they're very artistic. It takes, I'm gonna say, it takes patience, time, and vision. That's something that's a piece of art that anybody from any walk of life can,
right,
understand,
true,
and appreciate. And then the haircuts are self-explanatory.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. And I'm just, let me say that I'm so glad that the hair game is it seems like it's just taking off now for some reason. Like it's really like, because at first people used to be like, even though I own my shop, they never really, people in it, like, I mean, I'm known in the street, but people would always be like, yo, that's the barber. He's just a barber. But now it's like, when, from when Jay Major did the Connecticut thing, and I actually saw how the movement is really moving. You got people really serious about this game.
Really you're not the only one.
Yeah, dudes is serious about this cutting hair thing, and I'm like, yo, I just thought this shit was so dope. And then I said, that's when I really was like, yo, you know what, let me just post more of my work. Let me just put more cuts out there.
Yeah, you get the fuel for the fire.
Right.
We've been doing this for so long, so sometimes it's a little stagnant on how we feel. I know Instagram lit me up because my brother talked me into getting it. I was posting it up. I'm like, man, I'm the best barber. Ain't no one making more money than me. I'm the best. No, I'm the best. And my cousin was like, yo, use the hashtag barber. You hashtag this. I started hashtag and people started liking. I go to their page. I'm like, oh my god.
Right.
Oh my sweet barber baby,
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Look at that haircut. And now it humbles you and it just makes you want to do something. I love going to events. Get to see what I call out of state co-workers. We live the same life. We're able to almost be like, oh, I do the same thing. Almost like finishing each other's sentences because we all live the same type of lifestyle.
Definitely.
And then you think you're serious about it. You run into someone else who might be a little bit more serious than you. And then next thing you know, you're like, Wang, you know what? When I get to the shop, I really need to improve my scissor. I want to improve my shear work. I want to improve the thinning shears, texturizing, because texturizing now is huge. Whether you're cutting a Latino or like straight type of hair, that texturizing could be a difference between getting a $20 for a haircut to $30. Because you hit that texturizing, you add that dry mat on top of that hair, and you add in these different type of products when it comes to the top. Again, we talk about Maestro's Classic too, adding the product to the beard.
Yeah.
Now you can make different type of upsells.
Exactly.
As a barber. Hairstylists, they're programmed right from the giddy up.
Right.
Hairstylists, they do someone's hair, they fill out, I had Nancy, she came through, she got color, she brought this product. And next thing you know, it's like, okay, Nancy has a pattern. This is her 4th time coming this year, so ask her if she's going to want to buy that shampoo. Does she still have that shampoo? Barbers, we're just like, we're cutting hair, whatever. But now, we're becoming more in tune with, yo, you know what? Let me not get that gel from Sally's. Let me get this gel that this barber has or this person has. And then, oh, wow, that smells good, man. That's good. Where do you have that? I have that right here.
Right here, yeah, exactly.
Right here at my station. Good old right here. And it's an upsell. And yes, some people be like, it's not worth it. But if you are able to, you don't have to hustle it. You just got to be able to put it into your routine. And if you're able to do it right, think about it. All money adds up. That $3-4 a day or whatever can quickly turn to $12 a day. That $12 a day put out through the week, everything adds up. And then there you go. You're taking care of one bill that comes through with your upsells.
Right, exactly. And you're absolutely right. Like, it's just everything, like what I noticed at the shows. Matter of fact, let me say that the show helped because I started losing love for it. Like, I just made sure I made sure I kept my skills up to make sure that I wouldn't lose my clientele and gain new clientele, but I started to lose, like, love for the game like I used to have. And then when I go into the shows and I saw the seriousness of other barbers out there and just meeting barbers from across the country that, like, took the game serious, and I was like, and then, like you said, like, the entrepreneurship, like, just say Maestro, like, being able to be in a Target and all these major department stores, being able to make a living from that as long as you brand yourself. I'm like, yo, you know what, that just gave me like a boost. Like you said, it lit the fire under my ass, so to speak, and be like, yo, you know what, Dennis, you got it. Now you've been doing this for too long. You got to really, not only do you have to improve your skills even more, because like I always be just like you. Ain't nobody fucking with me, at least not in Brooklyn. That's what I was thinking. And even though I went to the show and I didn't see anybody there from Brooklyn that I know, I was like, yo, listen, there's some badass barbers out there, man.
Yeah, definitely.
There's some dope ass barbers. So like, fuck
Trust
Brooklyn.
me.
This, I mean, the game is bigger than that. Like, way bigger than than the borough. That I'm from,
I feel like that's one of the things. It was like awakening. Again, you mentioned the CT Barber Expo. That pretty much set me off. That was back in 2013. There was the Barber Battles in Long Island. IBS for me when I won that year. That's what set me off. That gave me fuel for the fire, because now I'm into put myself out there, introducing myself to people.
Right.
But then I realized, what do I have to bring to the table?
Right.
And met up with Sefro. He went to an event, and that's how the ScissorSalute was born. I was like, oh, I don't have nothing.
That's what's up.
What do we bring to the table? And he went there and he caught the awakening too. Oh, your model's here. His model's here?
Yeah, my model's here, and
All right,
I
so
think
let's.
the other, I don't know if she brought her beautician. If you might want to interview it. I know
Oh,
there's
so
no time for
let's.
her to do
Okay,
here,
so
but she can get interviewed if she's here.
yeah, so you know what? We're gonna do a quick switcheroo. You can
Right.
set up on the chair. You're gonna
Right.
have about 20 minutes to rock.
I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work.
Oh, yeah, what?
Good, I'm glad you got
you
a Caesar.
you got
Caesar?
15 minutes to rock.
Right. See, I got. Yeah, I
All
get
right,
it.
she wants to come over here and get interviewed. So let's go. Let's set that up. Let's go. Let's get it
let's
right
get
up
it
in
going.
there.
All right.
Listen, you got a. It's a live show, people. You have a camera above you. You have a camera in front of you. Try not to put your back to the camera in front of you. Seth. It's a live show, people. Moto, come over here, real quick. Just come and sit next to me, brother. Come and kick it. Got my Long Island brother right here. Just came through. What do you think about the show so far? Usually we have the more cutting going on, but
Yo, I love it, man. The show is dope, man. I love seeing the passion that barbers have and this whole
it's
show.
that's a
the
pioneer right
network.
there. Yeah, it's just one thing. Like there's events every week, and that every week across the nation. This is an event that goes on every week here in StrongIsland.tv. Every week we've done this show. We've had barbers, hairstylists from all different walks of life, from curl specialists. We've had special effects, makeup artists, special effects. We had someone with it looked like they had shears stabbed in their eye, someone with a razor mouth. We've had someone, we've done body painting, like airbrush painting in here, everything when it comes to beauty. We've had braiders, weaveologists, beardologists. Salute to Rudy. Matter of fact, you know Rudy.
Yeah, shout out Rude Boy, man.
Okay, so Rude Boy comes here to the show. He leaves his tools at home. But Chauncey,
that.
salute to Chauncey the barber, he had his tools. Rudy, who had his? Alpha. Okay, Alpha. Salute to Alpha. Alpha for barber brother from Bayshore, from Deer Park. He came over and brought the tools, and Rudy used his tools and laid down one of the best haircuts we've seen here. And he used someone else's tools. And salute to Tommy Tapers, because I cut hair at the first event, and I used Tommy Tapers' tools yesterday. And salute to El Jefe for sculpting. And there goes Jesse James. He got them. Those Ostas 111s?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So if you're watching the show right now wondering what tool he's using the Ostas 111s. He's going to hit him with a quick Caesar. And salute to Caesar. Yes, respect my craft. If you notice what Jesse James was talking about when he was getting interviewed, something that I would like to cover here. He mentioned that people used to be like, oh, there goes the barber. There goes the barber. But now it seems like it's a new age. And I love the brand that I'm representing, that I'm working with, Respect My Craft, which is part of the Barber Maestro program. And we're not asking for you to respect the craft. We're basically letting you know this is a craft.
Facts.
This is what we do. And one of the things that I learned yesterday, and I know I'm talking about Maestro's Classic, like, okay, Eli, I get it. But one of the things that I learned yesterday was Maestro's Classic is not just the beard care system. It's a movement where men that are uncomfortable with being groomed. Because not everybody wants a fresh fade. Not everybody wants a fresh cut. They feel uncomfortable sitting in the man's chair, the man's man. And now, through Maestro's Classic and the different outlets that is going on with that brand, they're establishing a movement where people are being groomed. From suit and ties to overalls. They're grooming them all. And that's one of the things that I learned yesterday and I was able to just talk about. I realized, wow, you know what? I'm talking about the brand without talking about beards. And it's great to see that people, now you don't have to use the product that we're talking about for your beard. It's up to you. It's your choice. Whether you have a product or you found a product or wifey bought you a product, your brother bought you a product. The whole point is to promote healthy beards. No one wants a stinky beard. And for us barbers,
Especially
we're
not the
cutting
chicks.
hair all day, right? I don't know how many times I'm cutting hair, holding a conversation, and someone's like, yo, you got hair in your nose. Or you got hair, you see hair in your hands. You got hair in your clothes. You bringing hair home. For us bearded barbers, think about how much hair, other people's hair, is in our beards. I don't worry about that. Because I got that beard wash right there.
Yo.
And I'll be beard washing morning and night. Yes, I do. I never told a lie. Boy, I haven't told a lie. I tell you.
I
And
was spirited today.
oh, use the spirited blend?
Spirited today, yeah.
I got the speakeasy in rotation, man.
Okay.
I've been telling everybody the only time I'm
I got
loud
that
is
too.
the only time I'm loud is when I'm with the heezy. I'm a barber maestro. I speak easy. Oh, bars. Get them. So you can get yours at myshowclassic.com. And for the people, for the hairstylists out there that are watching the show, we'll be having a lot more hairstylists. We're going to have Barbara coming on to the show. I'm going to just give you guys a little roster check for future shows. ScissorSalute just put it through. Are you about to get that? Oh, look at Zephyr. Okay, so here we go. Just going to go through a little bit of the roster. Next week I won't be here because it's going to be my born day. I'm turning 40 next Tuesday, and ScissorSalute giving me off. So you can find me yelling on social media, Henny Hats Assemble. All my friends know what that means. I'll be screaming it, Henny Hats Assemble. When I put my Henny hat and I put it to the sky and we all assemble. It's like 12, 13 hats in rotations and we all assemble. Gallon challenge that day. Okay, so for July 24th, we're going to have the Val TNT Cuts episode and Hair Guy Steve Skype calling. The 31st of July, we're going to have Lou Fajian and his sister makeup artist showcase. We're going to have Always Pro segment Beard Goddess will be calling in. August 7th, Lady Clipper and Samantha. Samantha B. I got to be careful how I pronounce this. Bifulco showcasing. And August 14th, ScissorSalute presents Skull and Combs Corp. I like that, Skull and Combs.
Actually, Radical Jason, he was here a couple of
Oh, I like that. Radical J. What is this? Gianna Gahada Stylist. And I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I feel like taking a picture and just showing people like, oh yeah, I would have a hard time pronouncing that. August 21st, our friend. And for the people who say the show is too far away, this is going to be Barbara's like 6th or 7th time coming back on the show. She's coming from Jersey. I love the way she's taking the opportunity, taking full advantage of the opportunity, because any guest who's been on the show, you're always welcome to call back. You got to download the ScissorSalute Show app, fill out the showcase information, or email us, scissorsalute@yahoo.com. Talk to Sephro and let him know that, you're available and what days you want to come back. Or you can also send us footage as well to scissorsalute@yahoo.com. It just seems Barbara is that's it. She's ready to go. It seems like she's sending the email when she's leaving here or while she's in the studio.
And remember the first time she was on the show, how nervous she was.
Yes, now she's up in here kicking it like.
She's bringing a friend of hers named Chris, and they're looking to do something special that day. So.
And August 28th, it's an open show. So if you would like to showcase on the show, email us scissorsalute@yahoo.com.
A lot of McGregor Mayweather talk that day too.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be
The recap.
Yeah, it's going to be the recap. I'll be collecting my money the 27th though. I want my money. Give me mine.
Interest on the 28th.
And then September 11th, we have Nelson FX showcasing.
That's the guy you just talking about.
That's the guy I was talking about. He's going to do some special effects, makeup live on the show. I'm telling you, last time he was here, he did. What is his daughter?
No, I think it was just
A friend of his, and it looked like she had shears stabbed in her eye. Her mouth was filled with razors. And at the end of the show, we always do it like a ScissorSalute wave. At the end of the ScissorSalute wave, he took the shears right off her face and ScissorSalute. It was pretty awesome. It was awesome. And then Also, wow. So yeah, we're getting into September. September 18th, we got CE
Real
on.
quick, back
Yeah.
to September 11th. We have Nelson, and we also have Ambitious and Angelo.
He was there yesterday. That guy's everywhere,
He'll
man.
be here, and we just booked from South Carolina, I believe, Mayo the barber. And
Mayo. Wow, he's gonna be here.
He's gonna be in studio, and he's bringing another barber with him. So two barbers showcasing in
Wow.
special effects makeup that day.
You know what's that gentleman's name? He was just at the Fillmore with us. We got to get him on here. Uptown L.
Yeah, yeah.
He was going through. He's ready to come down. He's ready to come down. He's at the Fillmore. He did a showcase for a while, and he was there at the Fillmore. Very blessed to have him there. He did a crazy transformation on this guy. That's the thing on some of the showcases that these barber maestros have done. The transformations, like Paul Jones. This guy will bless the. Ooh, he does everything at the end of the haircut except do like the cross after that. He does everything except for the cross. That's how much of a blessing he be giving to the people. So and Tommy Tapers was there yesterday, and Tommy Tapers is my dude. I love seeing barbers, and El Jefe as well, that have under a certain amount of followers, passionate about what they do, and just as nice as someone that has tons and tons of followers. See, it's just like Jesse James said. The object of social media is to be able to connect with people that you normally can't connect with. We need to stop being obsessed with the amount of likes and followers that are there and use social media for what it is. And what it is basically a virtual portfolio. That's what it is. Or that's what the hair industry is using it for. Now, if you're not doing hair, if you don't have a type of business, whatever, post pictures and do selfies with your drinks and on your deck and pictures of food. Go ahead. But for us in the hair industry, it is a virtual portfolio. Remember, not only are clients looking through portfolio, but these companies that you so-called would like to work for, they're going to look through your portfolio too. So if you have barber, cuts, fade in your name, number one, I suggest you make it public. And number two, you keep it as professional as you could keep it. Because that company might skip over you. These hair color companies might skip over you.
Yeah, the very important thing is the private.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of people, they still have their profiles on private, and if you're a barber, hairstylist, makeup artist, and you're looking to put your work out there, it doesn't make any sense for you to have a private page because
no one's. It's going to limit your. First of all, it's going to limit your business, and number two, again, these companies are not going to be able to see unless they're really that interested and they follow you. But then again, it's all going to be built off a character of being able to work these platform stages, and they're paying. They're paying for your day. They're paying for your room. Some companies even reimburse you for food. I know one of the companies and the gentleman that I was with like 3-4 weeks ago, he was purchasing food and keeping the receipts. He's like, oh no, I'm gonna get all this reimbursed. Like, what? Really? So it is what it is. Now, a lot of people, again, another tool for social media. A lot of people worried about followers and all that other stuff with these expensive cameras. We said this before. If you have an expensive camera, record yourself. Let these companies know why they should hire you. Don't be sitting there waiting by the phone to get drafted. Sitting there with your family, waiting by the phone wearing a suit and tie. I'm going to get a phone call. They're going to call me. No, you got to get out and get something. You got to go get it. Go to these events. Hand your business cards to people at the events. Shake a couple people's hands. Introduce yourself. You're already at the event. Why do you have the mean mug on for? Why are you mean mugging me? You're in a hair event. I came here to network, not to sit here and staring contest. That's what we're gonna do. We're doing a staring contest. Just see who's gonna blink first. And one of the things I'm also liking at some of these events is I've seen the barbers we've been toning it down on the drinking. There's been a lot of tone down. Like when I first got on, I apologize if you see me out there on the scene and
Used to get wild.
not get wild, but definitely might be walking to the left, more walking to the right when I step out of there. I might be two-stepping, cha-cha, down the block. And I've seen it's been toned down a lot. Because there's just so much on the table. There's so much on the line. You never know what could happen. Why make the connect with somebody and they're like, yo, you know what? I like that guy, Charlie. Charlie the barber, he's good. Next thing you know, a half hour later, they see Charlie and he's obliviated, making a fool of himself. That company's not going to want to mess with him. And you don't want to be sitting there crying. A lot of people sit there and be like, well, I'm better than him. I know I'm better than him. My haircuts is better than that person. That person is, you know why that person might be ahead of you? Because he's not concerned with nothing else but himself. He's in his lane, taking care of what he has to take care of. That is in like a lot of aspects of life, even the music industry and all this other stuff. There's people out there with their lyrics are terrible, terrible. Oh, if this microphone wasn't connected, I would have threw it. There's some trash on the radio right now, but they're making money because they're putting in that work. They're not worried about the next person. They're making sure that what they're doing is good. And that's the same thing with the hair industry. Too many people are worried about what the next person's doing instead of taking care of their business. You're on the football field, you're running, you look to your left, that's going to slow you down. You're on the football field, the coach will tell you, run straight, look straight, and that's how you keep that speed. And that's how you're going to keep the speed in the industry, taking care of what you got to do, staying in your lane, looking forward. You look over to the right, you're going to slow down. Now, because if you look over to the right, it might distract you enough where you're going to stop running and you're going to address what you're seeing to the side. Oh, well, oh, really? Oh, you adding enhancements now, huh? Cheater. And next thing you know, that person passed you. Because I say that because if the person's using enhancements, filters is one thing. If the person's using enhancements, what they're doing is increasing their money. Because that person in the chair wants that. Reeves, did you see Reeves? We talked about him last week. This guy will take somebody who's bald and put hair back on their head. $600 service. $600 service.
Wait, hold up. Puts actual hair?
Puts actual hair, fades it, and he does like a whole method. He has like a secret. And yeah, of course, it's got to be maintained. And then you get to maintain $75 every time to maintain it.
How often you got to do that?
As often as that person wants to pay that money.
Damn.
But we had a gentleman come here from Manhattan who took the class, $600 for the class, and made his money back in the first 2-3 days. What's that gentleman's name? I thought he was Latino, and he's not. He's French. Oh, no. The dude was Latino. He was.
He was French Latino.
French Latino. Now the other guy came on here. He had an accent, and we're like, man, you're not Latino. Like, flavor in your hair. Man, this guy's memory, man, I'm telling you, flavoring. It's like we could do like a game. Barber from L.A. wears pink gloves. Name that barber. Pink glove barber. Seth, pink glove. A-Rod, of course. He's talking about one of my clients today was talking about A-Rod. He's like, oh man, that guy's crazy. He does. I'm telling you, dude. It took L.A. by storm, man. They won from El Paso, one over there. Marcus PH, again, we was talking about him. That's Puff Daddy's barber, man. He's getting it. He is getting the amount of money these guys is making. Rich from Florida, who's Timberland's barber. I don't even see him post no more. He doesn't need to post. DJ Khaled gets a haircut every day. Every day gets a haircut. Khaled.
Grateful.
We the best. He got JC the barber, Rich the barber. He got like 3 or 4 different barbers. JC the barber, he does swag and peas. He has a show. This guy has a show that is coming out about him. It's going to be on TV. Yeah, that's crazy. A barber. He's only been cutting for a handful of years, too.
It's reality?
A reality TV show. This man took it upon himself, spend the money to go to the club. He looked at it as an investment. He spent money on chains, spent money on expensive clothes, and uses connects to get into these clubs so he can get close enough to these guys to hand him a card. He was doing that. He hands a card to French Montana's manager. French Montana, next time he's in LA, gives him a call. He's like, oh my God, it worked. French Montana gave him he gave French Montana an edge up $100. And that's why he called it. He said it took an hour to cut that person's head.
And that circles back to you talking about going out to these events, networking, and not standing there me mugging. You there giving your cards out.
Yeah, and right from there, French Montana, Chris Brown's barber, Swaggy P's barber, and he is getting it. He charges after, believe 11 o'clock at night. He charges $500, and he's working till like 4, 5 in the morning. $500 a haircut. And what will happen? The LA Lakers will play. Game's done. They want to get their hair cut. Some of the guys want to get their hair cut, and he's out there cutting their hair. $500 a pop. He charges 100, I believe, 150 from like 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 3, and then from 3 it goes up. As the hours go by, it goes up. Look at little man. Did you just wink at the camera? You can't tell him nothing, boy. You can't tell him nothing. Hey, but boy, you play sports? You play sports there? There he goes. That's why you was talking about that football. Your coach told you that, right? There it is. What you play? Wide receiver, running back? D-back, defensive back? Let's get up on the stage. Come up on the stage. Come up on.
Let's go.
No, well, you up on there. I ain't gonna race you, you young Thundercat. Make me look like a fool. Yeah. Well, my son played football. He's not as old as you though. He's 10. But that's good. So once again, thank you for watching the ScissorSalute. Go ahead, come up in here, Moto. Come up in there. So once again, thank you for watching the ScissorSalute show. Oh man, we're gonna ask that you download the ScissorSalute show app. You'd be able to watch the show at any given time. So if you're watching it right now, tuning in on Facebook Live and saying, "Man, I missed it." Download the ScissorSalute show app and you can watch the programs and the previous programs since we've had the app in rotation. You can watch them. They're all archived up on there. I'd definitely like to ScissorSalute Moto 495 for coming down here, filling in. ScissorSalute to AA Straight Razors and ScissorSalute to Jesse James. It was definitely on it, and you know you got to come back. We can't leave it like this. Definitely recommend you respect that New York traffic. I'm coming from out east. I'm coming from the boondocks, and we still get that New York City traffic out.
I appreciate the love, man.
Definitely.
It's a good platform for anybody in the air game, man. This is great.
Definitely. And I'd also like to salute Maestro's Classic Barber Maestro program, Respect My Craft. Once again, thank you for watching the show. And if you enjoy house music, my house show's coming up only here on StrongIsland.tv, the quickest growing stream channel on Facebook. And salute to that. Oh, hold up. Let's do the sound off. Young Buck, you got to help us because I know you fast. Are you loud? Just put your hand in. We're going to do a little salute sound off. You got the overhead camera right there. No? All right, so when I say scissor, you say salute. And there's only 4 of us, so we got to say it as loud as we can. 1, 2, 3. Scissor! Salute! One more time. Real loud. Scissor! Salute! I'll take that. There's only 5 of us. I'll take it. So once again, stay on StrongIsland.tv, the quickest growing stream channel on Facebook. See you when I see you.